Hello all, today I'm going to show you how to read a complex drawing such as this. Typically I start with the title block. I look for drawing name, titles, name of company, name of client, etc. In here you will see that you have, this is what we call a pipe plan. We'll talk about pipe plans in just a second. This is Willamite Industries. This right there is the drawing number. Some information is not given here, like edition and sheet number. If I move to this side, I don't have a drawn by, but this would be the drawn by, so the person who actually drew this. Checked by, that would be a supervisor that would check the drawings just to check for accuracy. Approved by would be third person that checks it, date that it was generated, and so on. Notice also that we have some notes. We will talk about these notes in a little bit also. We notice that the drawing says that this is a pipe plan. If we look at it itself, there's a couple of things that I want you to memorize. Whenever we talk about plans, typically we are talking about top views of facilities like house plans or commercial building plans or maps. They are plans also. And when we have a plan view, we typically have a north arrow. North arrow indicates where north is. In this case, is pointing down. I know that normally we're used to seeing the north arrow point up, but a lot of the times in drawings like this, it will be pointing to different directions depending on how the facility is laid out. So in this case, it's pointing down. That means that this side is east. This side would be west, and then south on this side. Okay, so after you check for the title block and getting your bearings a little bit, you will see that there is a border around this drawing. This drawing has zoning markings. These are this one's over here. So A would be like this section right here. Okay, B, let me do a different color here. B would be this section here. C would be this one. And then D, the last one. If you notice, you also have some zoning that is numbered at the very top. That is for locating purposes. So if I told you, look for a pump that is in 3A, for example. So we look for 3, we look for A, and we know that that pump would be around here. Okay, and if you look carefully, the pump is right there. Okay, so now we'll focus on the facility itself. I want you to know that this is a facility similar to this facility here. Notice that it's multi-level. If we look at the notes, it tells us here that note 1 says, for plan below, see drawing 781042. And then for plan above, see drawing 781044. So what that tells us is that this one is only of one level. Let's say it's the level right in the middle here. And the plan below would be one level below. So it would be a plan of the facility at this level. So what that means, this happens also with house plans. A section of it, remember that sections is imaginarily cutting an object. Cut the top part here so that we can expose what is in there and we can see it clearly. So the plan above would be a plan of this next level, and the plan below would be plans for this level. Okay, then we have what you see around here, this thick line around here. That means that the drawing continues. There's a match line here and gives us a reference for a drawing. Drawing 78-1043 would, if we butt it against this one, we will see what continues on to this side, to the west side of the facility, to the north side of the facility. The drawing that matches it is 78-1048. To the east side, we have a match line here for this drawing, or this drawing right here. So that one was broken into different drawings. And then the south side of the facility is matched up with drawing 78-1041. If we look at the drawing of a facility, we see that we have some structural beams here. So we see that here's an I column here. We have another one here. We have another one here. Those are structural, just like these beams right there. And sometimes you might not even see them placed. In here, you see these. These are beams that are going horizontal. So let me get rid of that drawing again so that we can see what's going on here. Okay, you also see this right here. This is also structure, and this is called a pipe rack or a pipe bridge. I want to show you a picture that I found online. Let me zoom in a little bit of what looks like something like this. It's a structure like this, and notice that it carries pipelines everywhere. It's just there specifically for that, to carry the weight of those pipes. Notice these are parts of this structure here. These right here are just pipelines. I will talk about those pipelines and how they're classified and all of that in the next video. Okay, when I zoom out, one of the things that I also want to point out, again, structure-wise, we have two rooms in here. This one and this one. This one is the motor control center, and you have an elevation here for it. And then you have the control room here, and that has a different elevation. So they are a little bit different. This one is higher than the other one. These are doors here. There's another door here. In here you will see that there's just a little gap that just may be an opening. If I zoom in, these little squiggly lines that you see here, those are the walls. So that's a section view of that wall, and this is like, you know, the hatching or the section lines that you have learned about before. Okay, around here we have some grading around the perimeter of these rooms. You see it right there. It's like a rack. That's just like a walkway. Okay, and then it gives you the elevation. TOS means top of steel. So that's top of steel elevation of 175 feet with 2 3/4 inches. These are stairs. These stairs are going up, and there's some that are going down. Notice that there is a short break line here for the stairs. Same with grading. We don't have anything around the perimeter, but all of that is just, all of these would be hatched. It's just that it would make the drawing very busy if all of it was drawn right there. So in this video, I covered the title block and how drawings are laid out. If you have a north arrow, that means that this is a plan view. This is the top view of the facility. Remember that the facility, whenever we have plans, this one has been imaginarily cut so that we can see the insides. There's other levels, one that is above this, one that is below, and then to each one of these sides there's another drawing that would be attached to this to complete the facility. I talked about the structural beams and columns. I also talked about the pipe bridge and the rooms that are attached here at this elevation. There's two. We talked about the grading and then the stairs going up or down. Next, you will learn a little bit more about all the instruments, valves, pipelines, equipment, and anything else that might be included in this plan.